Welcome to Maverick Workshop. I'm going to be doing something a little non-standard today. A lot non-standard. I had talked about it previously, but today, woo, man, it is going to be a day. I don't know how exactly this is going to go, but it'll be fun. So I'm going to be making a bowl out of this, 6 or 7 layers. But yeah, this is going to be the top. This is going to be the bottom. And then, yeah, well, I guess we're just going to turn it around and, cut a little hole out of the middle of it, create a little recess in that middle of it on the bottom, and hopefully it'll stand up. But here we go. Here's a closer look. This is what we're working with here. This is pretty cool. It's a 5 by 5 by 5. Well, I guess not. It's a 5 by 5 block, and then it's probably by 2.5. There we go. Okay, so what we got is this, and it is, okay, there's a little off. It's about 2.25. About 2.25 tall here. And then it's by 4.5. 4.5. So, okay, here we go. So corner to corner, not going for perfection, just trying to get marking there that I'll know the middle-ish. And we're going to flip it over and do it on the other side as well, because the way that I'm going to be turning this is with a spur bit in a live center. I know you see a Jacob's chuck, or a 4-jaw chuck in the back, but that's not what I'm going to be using, at least in the beginning. Here, right in the middle. Then we're going to flip it over and do it again. So that is going to be where the spur center is going to be, because you can't really see it right there in the middle. There's that, and then this one is also going to be in vicinity of, okay, I guess we'll do that one a little bigger, because that is going to be the top. I am not worried about having to bore that out, because it's all going to get cut out. So this is the spur center, and this is the live center. And the reason this one also has the rim here is so this doesn't just push the hole right into it and potentially split it. I guess it's more relevant for wood, but it's also serves its purpose here for this as well. Getting the corners rounded off, but we're going to put the bottom, I'm thinking, towards this side. That way we're making the bowl, right? And then we'll get like a little footprint place if we want to grab it like that. And work through that. Round off these corners. And then afterwards we'll flip it over once we make a grip for our jaws. Like I said, I'm not a bowl turner typically. I am just doing this because I think, 1, it would be fun, and 2, I think it could be really cool. So on the left side on the headstock, we need the spur bit to catch and actually grab the outside right there. And then this, we just need it smashed in pretty good. So there. That is what we've got. And it shouldn't be too crazy, hopefully. But it should also be fun. It'll be fun! Okay, let's see. I'm gonna hop over there, hit Morty. Oh, sorry. I gotta get my respirator on. And my face shield. There's no telling what this is gonna do. The material, that is. Woo! It popped out like that. Are we almost smooth? Yes. Okay, we're almost there. It flows down on a bowl. And I drop. Looking pretty cool though. So the other side, still got to get rid of that. But that's pretty cool too. But we're going to trim that off first. How about that? Huh? Got a mediocre footprint for it to fly off and go hit my stuff over there. All right. All right, so there's the blue. I wonder if we're near the yellow yet. No. We're getting there though. So I got to clear this out. We're feeling pretty meaty, so I got some work to still do here. Oh yeah, definitely not going to go too thin on this. I have to keep it thick because it's also going to be able to travel. It's going to be in our show box. If it makes it to the finish line, it is. That's it. Maybe. All right, I'm just going to try to clean up the middle here.
It was a debacle of him shaving. It went from I'm just trimming it to I'm going to cut it off to a really bad handlebar mustache just to make me and the kids scream at him of like, no, not allowed. And he had his other, we were like, So yeah, it doesn't last long though. But yeah. Sorry, he's being really loud with the compressor. That's John. I'm Abby. We run a couple of small handmade businesses for a living that are centered around things that John turns on the lathe. And my part in all of it is I make all of our resin blanks, as well as do most of the finishing of any of our pens. So we make both fountain pens and craft pens, diamond painting pens. So I do all the sanding and all the businessy side, and John gets to turn stuff for a living. So this particular material is what we call stratified. And that, John moved everything, so I'm gonna have to look for a second of where it is. And that is just what we named our layered blocks that we use to make fountain pens out of, as well as other stuff. So this particular is just like a slice from one of our blocks. It's made out of resin, and this bowl that he just made was out of like a half block kind of piece that needed to get taken out so that I could start a new block. And he decided to make a bowl out of it. So it's a mess. You can't see all of the noodles that are the mess everywhere, but it's yeah, colorful mess. Your boys have never seen you without a beard. Isn't that a funny realization? I don't know how old your kids are, but there was one point when John was traveling overseas and he shaved his head while he was gone, like bald, like all the way bald. And when our girls saw it, one of them, Stella, I think it was Stella, she said, nobody's gonna love you anymore over John's bald head. Anyways, and they also, even now that they're 9 and 11, almost 10 and 12, they still were like, whoa, your face, it's your whole face. You should. It's worth it, because even though they've seen him, it's been a while since he's shaved, at least a year or more since he shaved it all off, and their responses are hilarious every time. And then he gets me with the terrible mustaches that none of that for me, thanks. But yeah, I did a little overview on the stratified.
He wants a block. It's like,
nope, sorry. Nope. Nope. It is the one material that will always only be ours, because it's like our whole thing, and it takes forever. It is a pain. Your oldest is 12, so yeah, our oldest daughter is also, she turns 12 in March, so that's crazy. 12 years is a long time to go without anyone seeing your face. But anyways, yes, they got a kick out of the bald head and his naked face. Oh, yeah, we won't say more than that.
it's ready for you to sand it.
I'm not doing that. That's your job.
What? Sand it?
Oh, I
What?
don't wanna.
We just do the inside and then
It's
the rim.
cold.
Then I can mount it on the other chuck, and then I gotta cut the bottom. And then we gotta sand and polish that. I gotta cut a recess to put the coin in too.
So you're doing it, not me, right? Yeah, no blocks for you. No blocks for anybody. No blanks for anybody. You can have a pen. You can buy a pen. No, but it's really, it's like a month plus, and we don't make them as quickly as we used to because I changed the way I pour my blanks. But yeah, no, it's our secret sauce. But really, you're not gonna do it. You're gonna make me do it.
Well, yeah, you're the sander.
You are so dusty.
Thank you.
Like, you need a shower. This is gross. Wet.
Sorry. Are you ready to do it, or I can move it to your lathe?
Yeah, that'd be better. Do that. I'm gonna get water.
All right. Mm. There you go. You didn't miss it yet. Oh, all the way. But yeah, this is what it's looking like right now. And then Abby's gonna go ahead and get it sanded. I'm gonna keep it relatively shallow. But then once once she does the inside and the lip here, then I'm going to flip it around and put it onto a different the bowl jaws, the ones that are like triangles, and then it's going to use the little silicone things to grab it. Boop.
4 or
Yeah.
5 inches on this one. But the only thing about that, because we haven't even priced anything like this because we make stuff out of it, you know what I mean? And we typically wouldn't sell any blanks bigger than, like a normal pin blank. We've never sold bigger blanks. So I'd have to figure out how to price such a big, solid, block of resin.
Here we are. Here you go. That's the little tin that it was Peter.
Well, John made the thing, so I'm not tall enough. With resin has been any lessons I've learned is because I've made that mistake. You know what I mean? So what we've done in the past when we have, like, I don't think stabilizing is really what I would call it, but we have used shellac to lacquer the surface of hybrid, like burl, before putting it into pour resin on it. So we've coated it in shellac and then put it in our pressure pot. Yeah, so and the thing about slow curing resins, I mean, there's a couple things. One, we don't work with them. All of our resin that we have is the speed set, kind of quick cure resin, because that's what's used for turning and for pin making. I've used art resin, so like actual epoxy resins like Total Boat and some other craft resins that are the slow cure, because that allows the bubbles to naturally rise and come out. But our workshop is so dusty that even the projects that I've done with slow curing resin, they're kind of end up being a mess. And I found that I really don't like working with it. And yeah, we don't have a vacuum chamber. We do have pressure pots though. So what I do is shellac for the hybrids. We shellac it, you put it in the pressure pot so it seeps in, it's pushed into the pores and let it cure. And that usually does enough so that air isn't escaping from the wood after we pour the resin and put it back in the pressure pot. So that's work to fake, stabilize stuff on the couple of projects that we've done that on. But we just don't do it very much. We used to have a fountain pen blank maker that we liked that did hybrid fountain pen blanks out of really long hybrid pours. And we've made quite a few pins from that, but he stopped making them. So I don't even know if we have any left. And John moved everything. So I don't know where any of this stuff is. But we used to buy some hybrid fountain pen blanks. I'm trying not to get in his way so I don't get smacked with an elbow. He's cutting off the tenon, and I think he said he was going to put like a little channel so we could put a coin at the bottom of it, like we've done with a few other bowls. And I don't do any of the turning here, other than the fact that, you know, like y'all saw my lathe, that's only for sanding, and occasionally he'll drill stuff on my lathe. Pressure pot and Venturi valve. Interesting. That's a cool layer. But that's cool. Well, I'll keep that in mind if we ever do have to do any vacuuming of things, or we'll just ask someone else to do it. So
What?
we're talking about vacuum chambers and wood and stabilizing and
Oh. Almost done.
he's yelling at me because he's got his earphones in. Earbuds.
What?
Nothing. I'm not talking to you. He can't hear me.
What?
Nothing. Also, the bearings in his jet lathe are very loud. Mine's pretty loud now too.
I have to change the view so I can get the view that the camera is seeing. Bloop. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do. In the line of fire, but. I got my coin that I'm going to do.
Hello. John is finishing up the bottom of a stratified bowl he just turned. So it was from a 5 by 5 by maybe 3 or 4-ish block that had a layer that didn't work out for us to keep pouring for stratified. So we took that part of the block out, and it's finally getting made into a cool little display bowl that we'll probably bring to pin shows and maybe put some of our stickers or something in it. Yeah. So we've already done, he's turned it. I've done the sanding and polishing of the outside and as best as I could on the inside. And now he's cutting a, is it called a mortise? I'm actually not really sure.
This is a mortise, yeah. Good job.
Yay, go me. He's cutting a mortise for the coin that he's going to engrave in the bottom. Yes, it is multi-streaming, both on YouTube, one in vertical and one in horizontal. Because apparently the YouTube, like as far as algorithm and new people finding videos, apparently the vertical is really good for that. So that's kind of the goal, is to find more people that enjoy watching what John's doing and turning and stuff. You do the bottom of the bowl first. We don't do many bowls. This is
okay. If it was a bigger bowl, I would have done a better mortise in the beginning,
and held it with that.
and then held it with the jaws. But this bowl is really small, so I decided to use a tenon to
tiny tenon,
clamp it,
which worked fine. Yes, you're hearing chat from the two different. Yeah, I will try, and John, I'll remind him to say the question that we're answering, maybe, so that it doesn't get confusing, so that people know, what we're talking about. We're not just randomly talking about stuff, but John does that a lot too. Yeah. He did try to multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube, but that gave us some issues, and we decided to unlink those and keep the Twitch as a gaming Twitch instead of trying to put the woodworking stuff on there. So
Almost.
You can do whatever you like, whichever stream you want to watch. I can see all of the comments from both, and so can John. But if you're confused ever of why you're not seeing something typed out but are hearing an answer for it, that's why. Don't put the camera, so I have to stand on my tippy toes on the vertical one anyways. Here you are, all together. No, feel free to jump in and put whatever you want in there. You stabilize all of your burls now. The vacuum chamber is not the cost of it, it's the cactus juice. Yes, actually, when we first started making blanks, we made the complete newbie mistake of buying a vacuum chamber, thinking it was a pressure pot. We just didn't have any idea when we started out. And actually, before we bought our nice pressure pots, the California Air Tools pots, we did the whole janky Harbor Freight conversion of the paint pressure pot to a blank making pressure pot, which sucked and killed our compressor. But yeah, we used to buy Alumilite. That I know that they also, I think their bigger part of their business is selling cactus juice, which yes, is also not cheap. You're wanting to do your first pour because you got the California 2.5. Nice. They are amazing. We have 2 5-gallon. I think it's the size of them. Anyways, I think we have 2 5-gallon of the California Air Tools pressure pots. They hold pressure amazingly. We've never had any issues with them leaking, because that was the big issue with the Harbor Freight one, is it leaked. So that meant the compressor was constantly running.
Hey, we have it leaks now because we got all over the seal.
Because we need to replace the rubber gasket, which I already have. We just haven't done.
You ready to sand that?
I don't think we need to sand it. Leave it alone. Do I have to sand it? And if you want.
What do you think?
I mean, it's just gonna sit. I guess maybe I should sand it to make sure.
Maybe smooth it out a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta get the little coin out of there.
The coin channel I made a little bit too big.
Don't care.
So it's gonna have a little bit of play around it.
Well, it's gonna get glued in there and then sit there, so we can still try to glue it in the middle.
Yep. Say.
People won't see the bottom very often, anyways, right?
I don't know if I don't look at the bottom at all, ever.
Yeah, us maybe when we pick it up. I was saying we might bring it with us to pin shows so we could put stickers or something in it, because it's cool.
So do you want to do it over here or over there?
I'll just do it here so I don't it doesn't have to be perfectly sanded and polished, right?
Correct.
I'm just gonna grab my cup of water and put a couple things in it then.
Yes. I saw that this morning. Somebody was saying that what is the point of having a reverse on the lathe? And somebody actually said something like that. It's like, well, you run it backwards to put the material back on.
That's not how that works. I don't know if they heard you because I have the mic.
I saw There we're good. She's fussing at me for the camera right now. The camera angle.
No, it's in my way.
Let's see.
See?
Relax. Here, let me move this around you. Sorry. Going for a ride. There we go. That's good. All right. That's okay. Here, you can take it out since you finished it. There's the T handle. And there's that. So put your hand on the other end of the bowl and then use the T handle to take it out. I think it smells good. Did you seed it? You guys seed it. It needs to be flush with the outside of the circle. No. All right, so you have the good camera view. You can use it right there.
Hey, hold on, give me a second. So, not the best sanding and polishing job on the inside, but pretty cool on the outside. The bottom looks nice.
I'm gonna go laser a coin. So this is actually like a golf
T marker.
A T marker, yeah, a T marker. And I'm just gonna laser it, and then that's what I'm gonna use in the bottom. It did. Thank you for doing it. You did good work. And now that can go into that. Here.
What?
Boop. And then boop. Boop. There. Whoops. Good to go.
What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
Nothing?
Oh, okay. Well, the layers in this turned out pretty darn cool. Here, take your
That's
tea.
got to come inside.
Well, I know. I want to put it down for a second so I can hold this. Can't really see the translucently here, but this layer, this red and green layer, which was from the watermelon blanks that I did, I think a couple years ago now. This is definitely an older block.
That thing has been around for
It's
years.
like 2 or 3 years old now. I can tell by the colors that I poured.
This is the biggest bowl I've turned on the lathe.
It needs to go back inside. This is my stuff bowl.
I know. I dumped it all out.
Well, you're gonna put it all back.
But this was pretty cool.
Oh, I really hate the way that smells. Thanks.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Now, but anyways, cool little bowl. Really, really cool patterns in this like blue, purple, and white layer, and then the bottom has a super cool pattern too. And this was a pastel picnic or something, spring picnic. I don't remember what I called it. But yeah, like 3 years ago for sure. The outside looks really good. The inside is mediocre.
You did great work.
Mediocre on the inside.
It looks good.
But it's gonna have stuff in it, so it won't matter anyways. You're gonna what?
I was gonna clean up and then conclude.
Why don't you just conclude and then clean up? That makes more sense. It's very loud. Stop back.
Well, it was a good time.
Thanks
it was a
for
good
being
time.
here.
Appreciate you hanging out. 3 hours. Made a bowl.
Cool bowl.
It's a cool bowl. But now, if you happen to come to a pin show that we'll be at, you'll get to see it in person.
You can pick it up.
That's the plan with it, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to hold, but
probably stickers.
Stickers
or pins, not like like the not enamel, but the acrylic pins.
That's a good idea.
That'll be a good bowl for it. That's probably what I'm going to do. I need to order more for our shows for next year. They went real quick in DC. So many people.
But yes, Michael, good seeing you. And Ben, Sean,
Anybody else?
and everybody else. Everybody else. Anybody,
Bye.
everybody. Appreciate y'all being here, hanging out with me in Maverick Workshop. Getting a good time.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Nice.
Hello, other spouse of these guys on the internet, but
That's Michael.
I am bad at names. I've said this. That is very cool. I own a background check company. That's fascinating. But yeah, we're just wrapping up. Nice to meet you, Jessica. I'm Abby. This is John.
Hey, Jessica.
But yeah,
Yes.
it's cold out here and I'm going to go inside now.
All right. Well, appreciate you hanging out, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day. Have a safe weekend.